Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week at everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock. With news, the US Treasury's debt issuance plan eased investors' fears of a looming deluge of long-term government debt that had triggered a bond market rout, and bond markets have rallied very sharply since. But first in the US, initial jobless claims rose last week by a mere 2,800 to 197,000, and there are now 1.58 million people on these programs. Meanwhile, American factory orders rose a sharp 2.8% in September from August, the most since January 2021. Year on year, they're up 2.2%. Durable goods orders were up a remarkable 4.7% as orders for aircraft roared back, up also a remarkable 65% from a year ago. In American factories making all this stuff, labour productivity surged in the September quarter, up also its remarkable 4.7%. In Japan, their government has approved a program of tax cuts and other measures to help households battle inflation's pressures. The overall package is worth about $190 billion. In Norway, their central bank kept its policy rate unchanged at 4.25%, but signalled that the hike is likely before the end of the year because they're not on top of inflation there yet. Meanwhile, the Bank of England kept its policy rate at a 15-year high of 5.25% for a second consecutive meeting. That was in line with market forecasts. They are grappling with persistently high inflation and signs of an economic slowdown there. And Australia's merchandise trade surplus fell to a 30-month low of just $6.8 billion in September from an upwardly revised $10.2 billion in August. The September results were well below market forecasts, and those forecasts were $9.4 billion surplus, as exports fell 1.4% while imports surged 7.5% from the prior month. In global container freight markets, there was a surprise 5% rise in freight rates last week, driven by a very sharp 11% increase in the China to Los Angeles route. Meanwhile, bulk cargo rates continued their last week's retreat. The US Treasury 10-year yield is down as sharp as 14 basis points from this time yesterday, now at 4.67%, as bond markets rally after the US Treasury's debt issuance plan. It has had a global flow-through. The price of gold will start today at $1,982 an ounce and up $6 from this time yesterday. And oil prices have risen 50 US cents to $82 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price is now at $86.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar starts today at 58.8 US cents and up a half a cent from yesterday. Against the Aussie, we're firmish at 91.7 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're marginally firmer too at 55.4 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today 30 basis points higher at just under 68.7. Get more news about the New Zealand economy from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again on Monday.